Tens no canto inferior esquerdo uma figura de um microfone. É só clicar aí para ele ativar. Or maybe it's because of the
Maybe it's
earpods.
a Bluetooth. Angela, now can you hear?
I don't think she can hear us at all.
Well, but it says that the mic is activated here, like that she has connected the mic.
Yeah, her mic is activated because that's what I seen it connected, but
Yeah,
there's no sound coming from her end.
yeah. Maybe because it's muted. That's what I was saying.
No, she's not muted.
No. Mm, yeah. Or maybe, Angela, se consegues ouvir, Angela? No, I think she does not hear or can't hear.
Excuse me.
Maybe if she leaves the meeting and then if she comes back, maybe it's easier to set that up earlier. Like easier, Jesus Christ.
Select that code. And then it'll drop the rate and it'll show you right there, the discounted rate. So I think you have to log in on a computer.
Sorry.
I'm like, what is happening right now?
What is up? No, I'm up
Okay.
here booking this freaking Arnold UK hotel right now. So
Okay, I don't know. I think she's going out and coming back in, I think.
are any of you guys going to the Arnold UK? No?
No,
I will be in Birmingham.
Damn right we are.
I will be in Birmingham. So if Umesh gets me tickets, I will.
Yeah, so I will. No, so I'll find out
I
tomorrow.
don't think you need tickets. You just walk next to me and we're good.
Yeah.
Well, if you say so.
I'm gonna try.
We don't need tickets around here for the Arnold. No, that's what we do not.
You're all pros.
No, and especially you guys are pros. They probably wouldn't charge you anything.
Oh, definitely would charge us. Yeah.
Really?
Who is organizing the Arnold UK?
The same people from the Arnold.
Lauren,
same people.
Not
Same.
Lauren,
Okay.
Lloyd.
Because if it was the Two Bros Pro, I highly doubt they would.
They're done. They did some crazy shit. But it's
yeah, they're.
Lloyd
I have
Davis
never
and
competed
Brian
in the
Powers.
UK, you know. Well,
Lloyd
I will
Davis
just
and Brian
enter and
Powers.
say, well, I am an IFBB Pro, haven't competed for a shit long time, but let
You're
me
gonna
in.
let me in for free.
Let me in. Me, my
she's
fiance, my
coming
entire
twice.
family.
We've got two of her. Why have we got two of her? One.
We got one.
Have you only got one? I've got two of Angela.
I got
This
two
is so
too.
frequent. That maybe Zoom should be more user friendly.
It should be.
Angela,
But
I don't know
it's
what
not.
she's doing.
It's really not.
Beatrice, can you
At
get
4
her
p.m.
in the
pretty
group
much
chat?
done.
Can you send her something
Yeah.
in the group chat?
You trained already, Jordan?
Actually, I took the day off because I was super sore. I'll probably train tomorrow. So I only train 4 days a week.
I wish I had that schedule.
Yeah.
4 days a week.
I've only ever trained 4 days a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like even through the Olympia prep?
Yes. Yeah. I have a girlfriend, she works out 6 days a week. I'm like, we're just doing too much. Like, I don't even know how you're alive, honestly, as much as we're doing. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm pushing 5. I do 5 and then I do Wednesdays and Sundays off, but even
What's happening? Oh,
Nah,
Yeah, it was hard. Do you imagine being like 700 calories doing 2 hours 45 plus the workout
going on?
session plus
No, not at all.
I don't know, just going to like math high school exams on clenbuterol only. I
Whoa,
think
what am I missing here? What am I missing?
well, now that you're not recording, now you are recording, but we were talking about diets and cardios and stuff.
No, but this is the whole point. You're not supposed to withhold like what you might talk about. You talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, this is
Yeah, we
no
ain't
secret,
withholding
really.
shit.
This is no secret. I've been on it.
Yeah, I was
Like,
just
do
looking
you
at my
imagine being like on 700 calories, then 2 hours 45 minutes of cardio per day, plus the workout session, of course, and then having to go to like high school math exams, like the final of the year exams,
Yeah.
just on clenbuterol, like no food in your
were you just like
belly.
freaking out?
I was like writing the number like,
But how badly did you want to compete and become pro to do that? Because there's no way I'm doing that whilst I'm doing exams.
I was an amateur at that point, if I'm not mistaken.
But
Right.
still,
So-
Jesus.
Yeah.
Angela is working.
Nope.
I don't think so. She's saying that she can't hear. Well, that she can actually hear us, but the audio is breaking.
Okay, tell her
It's got to
what
be.
I need her to do is literally move the mouse, look at the bottom left. It should have a mic icon. That mic icon is either going to be moving or is not going to be moving. What you do is click that and then have her select the microphone. And it's probably going to be the microphone that's in her ear, which is Bluetooth. So
Consegues ouvir, Angela?
she needs to select her Bluetooth microphone.
Nós não conseguimos ouvir, mas se tu nos consegues ouvir, tenta ir ao canto inferior esquerdo. Tem um ícone do microfone e tem uma seta mesmo ao lado do ícone. E clica lá e vê se o que está selecionado são os teus fones que estão na orelha.
Sim, estão.
Ok, já conseguimos ouvir.
Mas agora eu tirei o som. Tô sem fone, ó.
Então o problema são os fones.
Provavelmente.
Provavelmente, yeah.
Obrigada,
Não,
Beatriz.
Nada.
Agradeço o pessoal pela paciência.
Well, Angela is saying thank you.
Oh,
Now
you're
you might understand our
welcome.
two different Portugueses.
We got you.
It's cool. So Angela's she's got an interview after this. To be fair, she's got an Instagram live interview for one of her supplement brands that she's sponsored by. So she's got
Nice.
about half an hour. So I figured we'd
Okay.
focus a little bit on Angela first. Angela, after Italy, you're back in Brazil now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wait,
everything's good.
Hold on. Are
good,
we
good.
starting?
Good trip.
Are we starting?
Time to get serious.
We always started.
Well, hold on, man. Wait. First of all,
This has no intro. This has no intro.
We gotta introduce the podcast. So, welcome to the podcast. Shoot the
Oh
shit
my gosh.
with all the Olympians. Let's go. Y'all
I
can
like
introduce
it.
yourself.
Okay, so
Aaron Banks,
Hey.
you are the official intro dude because you got the hype.
hilarious.
You've
Hilarious.
just
Right?
been
Okay,
offered
I
the
got it.
position.
You
I
can
got
do
it,
it. You
whatever.
can do it.
It's me.
No, it's episode 2. Episode 1 goes out tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, in Europe it'll be out tomorrow morning, I guess, at 4:00. It's pretty cool. I think it's going to need fine tuning with stuff, but I think it's pretty cool. I
Right.
watched over it like 2 or 3 times, and like some of the parts of it are hilarious. The funniest part is when Jordan, we're talking about kids, and your daughter walks in bang on time. If you remember that bit. Do you remember that part? We asked you
Yeah.
if you wanted any more kids, and you're like,
Of course.
hell no, and your daughter walks right in. That was pretty funny.
Good. Yeah, she needs to know. Yeah, she's gonna be the only one for sure.
Tyron, will you do me a massive favor? Will you flip your camera that way?
Who, me? Oh,
Yeah, just
you
when
said
I can
But
see
his-
your broad. Now I can see your entire physique because otherwise it was too
His-
narrow.
Mic is off too. His
Right.
mic is
Yeah,
off.
Oh,
muted.
your mic.
your mic. You're muted.
Hello. Can you guys hear
There
me?
you go.
Yes,
Yep.
there we go.
All right, we in there. Thank you.
So Angela
Oh.
was the latest member that we signed. She's part of our little team, which is really, really cool. I spoke
Wait,
to
back
her.
that up. We ain't no little team, bro. We not no
Well,
little team.
Me?
We're
Little
a big
team.
team. We're a big team.
Our circle of trust.
Got you.
Part of
No,
our
we're not
circle
the
of trust.
fuckers.
Beatriz, help.
Queres tradução?
Quando for a pergunta para mim, por favor, porque eu tô entendendo.
Ah, sim, não
mas-
te preocupes, não te preocupes.
Então, são
Agora
perguntas aleatórias.
está só a ser feita uma introdução, basicamente, a dizer que
Tá bem.
és o novo membro enfim, do grupo que está aqui. Então, ainda nenhuma pergunta, pelo menos, até agora.
Obrigado.
Nada. So Angela was just asking me to tell her when the question was directed to her, because she
Got it.
thought that we were asking her something.
Okay. So what I do want to ask her is, since her trip to Italy, where she joined the Panatta family, now she's back in São Paulo. How are her plans going with building her gym?
Ok, então o mestre está a perguntar como é que estão os teus planos relativamente a construir um ginásio agora.
Acredito, bom, estão nos planos, né? Como a gente já conversou lá na Itália, e acredito que até o fim deste ano ou início do próximo, esse ginásio já esteja ok. De qualquer forma, se não esse ginásio grande, com tudo que a gente gostaria de ter, um centro de treinamento só para mim, isso com certeza assim que chegar os equipamentos da Panatta.
Okay, so end of this year or the beginning of next year, so it's in the
Wow.
plans, as it was talked about in Italy.
Yeah.
And well, she wants to have a kind of a big gym, but even if she can't do that, like no início, certo? Mesmo que
Straight
não
away,
seja
yeah.
conseguido no início. Yeah, so straight away. Well, she wants to build a gym for herself and then later on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Angela, very big
Purpose.
gym. Not only a small gym,
Yeah.
big
No,
gym.
very, very big gym.
Yeah. So she was in São Paulo. Apparently, the bigger the gym, the more respect it
Campina.
gets. So it has to be at
Campinas.
least the
Yeah.
minimum size. Minimum size, Angela, 100,000 square feet. No,
Yes.
minimum. Yeah, which is bloody big.
Mínimo 100.000 metros quadrados.
Quanto?
100.000?
100? Não,
100.
100 mil é muito.
More, less.
Creio que 5 mil.
5,000
Oh, so
square
she's going to
meters.
start with 5 meters, but
Yeah.
but feet. It works out about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. In
Yeah,
Brazil
yeah.
and in Portugal, well, yes, we use
You
meters.
work in
Eu
feet.
estava a dizer
Got
que
it.
nós utilizamos o metro em Portugal e também no Brasil, mas o mestre estava a perguntar em pés.
So it'll be
Digamos
like
assim, feet.
6,500 square feet.
Right. So what
Or
now
six-
she's not
16,500.
competing. Is that what it's 65,000, is it?
Yeah.
16,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Still big.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Everyone wants to open a big gym. No one
Precisa
wants to do it
ser
small.
muito grande para recepcionar vocês aqui.
It needs to be very big to welcome all of us in there.
Yeah.
Well, tell
Inconvenience.
Angela. Well, Angela, I will be in São Paulo next week. So I
Next
will.
week?
I will message. Yeah, I will message you.
Yeah.
Ele vai mandar mensagem. Vai estar em São Paulo na próxima semana.
Que bom, na próxima semana.
Yeah, next week.
You can train
Muito bom.
Angela. Show Erin how to train legs. He doesn't train legs.
Hey,
É para mostrar ao Erin como é que se
looking
treina a
right now,
perna.
I might have to join Chiron on that classic movement.
Tudo bem,
that run is
fala
stopped
pra
for right now.
So now she's not competing, Angela. What is she doing with her career? What's she doing to stay relevant in the industry?
Quais são os planos para ser, ou continuar neste caso, claramente a ser relevante na categoria, na indústria, mesmo não competindo?
Bom, esse é um trabalho que eu já venho fazendo há bastante tempo, né? Então, já tem uns 2 anos que eu venho desenvolvendo um trabalho fora dos palcos, quer levar toda essa experiência, o conhecimento, além, né, da experiência pelo fato de competir, de estar nesse meio fitness há mais de 22 anos. Não sei se quer traduzir um pouco, para não ficar muita coisa.
Yeah, muito provavelmente sim. So what Angela is saying is that she has been in the industry for a long time, so 22 years so far. And for a long time, she has, been working on making sure that she has like a place in the industry, even though not competing.
E então eu faço um trabalho de educação, né, onde eu ensino, tenho também uma plataforma de treinamento feminino, onde eu continuo levando, ajudando as mulheres a conquistar a sua melhor versão, a conquistar pernas, glúteos, cintura fina. Então eu já faço um trabalho muito fora do fisiculturismo, né? Dou palestras pelo Brasil inteiro, em vários lugares do mundo, já dei palestra também. Eu sou professora de uma pós-graduação aqui, e eu trabalho, na verdade,
Numa universidade, certo?
não a ajudar mais pessoas.
So not competing will help her being able to help other people more than if she was competing. Of course, well, it is a very like selfish sport, I would say. So so Angela feels like it's easier for her and like more sustainable probably to help others if she's not competing versus if she was competing. So she has a platform that helps women, you know, with training, with all of those things. And she also does seminars, all those things, also at schools. So she has a postgraduate course as well, or certificate, as you want to call it.
Is it her own course, or is it one that she teaches?
She teaches one, yeah, but she like her education, she has a course as well, so she's graduated in that, and she helps and educates other people as well on these matters.
Is she only specializing in wellness, or is she doing general fitness?
Beatriz,
Precisa de tradução?
eu também, o que ele falou? Desculpa.
Então, não há problema. Ele estava a perguntar se esta educação tem só que ver com wellness, ou seja, acredito eu, só de categoria, ou se mais generalizado, certo?
Todo treinamento feminino.
Yeah, so it's all outside, like, of course it is bodybuilding, but not like competitive bodybuilding. So it's all about, you know, the generalistic, I would say, quote unquote, training.
So more like a
and
sports
education.
Sports science.
Yeah, so lifestyle and
Right. Cool.
Inclusive, eu tenho alguns seminários para ministrar em outros lugares, em outros países, né? Inclusive na Europa. Vai acontecer um na Espanha e um também na África, em Moçambique, agora em maio.
Okay, so she has a lot of seminars as well in the plans in other countries other than Brazil, including Spain, that it is already like closed, I would say, as a plan, and also in Africa, in Mozambique. I think that it's that.
Cool.
Yeah. See, Mozambique, I don't know how to say it in English, to be fair. I think it's Mozambique.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Cool.
So,
Spain.
Angela, is this temporary as you do your career with just outside of bodybuilding, or are you officially retired, or are you going to come back?
Estás oficialmente retirada do desporto, reforma completa, ou ainda achas que vais voltar? Se isto é temporário, esta abordagem relativamente à indústria é só temporária.
Masters Olympia next year.
Não
Olympia
gosto de
Masters.
dizer nunca, né? Eu não gosto de dizer nunca mais. Porém, eu estou dando prioridade às minhas outras áreas profissionais e deixando um pouquinho a carreira de atleta de lado, justamente porque é um cenário, né? Eu passei por algumas coisas dentro do fisiculturismo que eu não estou disposta mais a passar.
So she has been through some stuff inside the industry, inside the bodybuilding industry, that she's not, she will not, you know, she doesn't want to go through again.
Can she elaborate on that?
Yeah, I will just conclude what she was saying. So she said that she wants to develop other areas of her life, especially in the professional realm,
Yeah.
and not that much as a competitive athlete.
Mm.
So well, I identified a lot with her because, well, it's just,
Yeah.
improving other areas of our lives.
Yeah.
O mestre estava a perguntar se daria para elaborar um bocadinho mais a questão do que é que passou, enfim, dentro da indústria.
Complicado, fala para ele, complicado.
It's
Porque eu tô na
complicated.
eu estou numa posição, eu não posso, algumas coisas eu não posso falar. Eu poderia falar pessoalmente, mas eu não posso falar publicamente.
Some stuff are not meant to be public, but if she was talking like in person, it would be okay.
Mas ele pode tirar por base o Arnold Classic 2023.
The Arnold Classic 2023.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Eu acredito que ele entende.
She believes you understand.
For me, Angela, we were there. For me,
Vocês estavam lá?
You won the competition. For me.
Para o mês tu ganhaste a competição?
Even after prejudging, I said, "There's no way you haven't won that show."
Mesmo depois das prévias.
But then the judges choose what the judges choose. Yeah, so look, not just me, many people agreed with Angela winning that show, but at the end of the day, it's what the judges pick. It's what they prefer, what they like. And as an athlete, it is what it is. Even Maureen is coming second in the Arnold Classic. I believe she wins, but what I think doesn't matter. It's what the judges think. And
Sim,
it's
o que
just
interessa é o que
important.
os júris dizem no final do dia. E, por exemplo, a Maureen também, para ele ter ficado em primeiro, muito possivelmente no último Olímpia, acredito eu, que é o que ele está a dizer, mas que ao fim e ao cabo acaba por ser mesmo a decisão final dos júris. Então.
E na verdade, né, Beatriz, que você pode falar para ele é que a gente tem uma organização que é detentora de todas as regras e dos jurados e do campo e da bola.
E familiar.
Então, eu decidi, por isso também, né, por não estar muito claro as regras, decidi deixar de lado um pouco a carreira de atleta para me dedicar às minhas outras áreas profissionais, que são muitas, e que eu estava deixando de lado realmente por conta né, da dedicação que ser atleta profissional demanda.
Claro. So Angela is saying that it's one only organization that controls everything, and based on that, as of course the categories are somewhat subjective, well, she was not understanding what was being asked. So with that being said, she said that as an athlete, or trying to be an athlete and improve all other professional areas of your life is very difficult.
Yeah.
So she just wanted to part away from
She's
the
still,
bodybuilding stages.
As an individual, she's still got a lot to offer with her experience with the 22 years plus that she's had in the sport. I'm just wondering whether or not there's, sometimes I think all of you guys as athletes, you compete and then it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, and you kind of lose that fire and like think, oh, fuck it. You might go on an eating binge, or you might take the season off. You might just try and figure out whether or not you do want to compete or try other things in your life for a month or a year or 2 years, and eventually come back to it. I guess, in short, what I want to ask her is there any chance of her coming back at all? Because she's won some big shows like the New York Brawl. She's not a small-time athlete. She's still a top 5 Olympian.
Então, Angela, mesmo assim, tu ainda és uma top 5 do Olímpia e ganhaste muitas provas muito importantes também, portanto, a pergunta derradeira que ninguém quer calar, digamos assim, é se algum dia achas que vais voltar.
Não está...
É nunca dizer nunca.
Exato, não está...
Never say never.
A possibilidade não é impossível, né?
It's not
tudo pode
impossible.
acontecer. Acredito que tem muitas coisas que irão acontecer nos decorrer dos próximos anos, eu acredito. Coisas que a gente até conversou, lá na Itália. E se tudo se encaminhar, quem sabe um dia eu possa voltar a competir, mas no momento eu não estou realmente dedicando a minha energia a isso.
So in the upcoming years, there's still a lot of things to happen, as you talked about in Italy as well. And well, because of that, she is not dedicating her, energy, her efforts and stuff like that, and especially her time and dedication to, the competitive bodybuilding side of her.
Yeah, which is fair. I'm really excited
It's
for
just
Angela anyway. I think what she's gonna do, what she's planned to do, the little seminar things that we're organising together with her knowledge are going to be great. I think she'll be an inspiration for a lot of young girls coming up because she's going to teach them how to do everything the right way, and she's not going to let the illusion of success on stage hamper her life professionally. In that she's still learning about herself and what she can offer. I think she's one of those few athletes that realizes when it's time to stop, and put her energy into other things. And very few athletes can do that. They keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and then that ends up in a bit of a downward spiral. I think Angela's done exactly the right thing in saying, "Hey, time's up. I gave it my last shot at the Arnold. Not quite feeling it anymore. I want to explore other avenues." And for that, I give her a lot of respect. I think it takes a lot of balls to do that.
O mestre está a mostrar muito respeito porque algo bastante difícil de fazer, e eu também assino por baixo, é realmente parar e pensar, ok, vou dedicar o meu tempo a outras áreas da vida e não simplesmente tentar fazer algo que se calhar, pelo menos aparentemente, não está a resultar tão bem. Então parar e dedicar o tempo e, enfim, o esforço, tudo o que tenha a ver com isso, a outras áreas da vida, como atletas, é algo que não acontece com tanta frequência assim e que é algo bastante correto de fazer. Eu fiz exatamente a mesma coisa, vou ser sincera, portanto, eu estou na mesma posição. Aliás,
Você
mesmo
não compete
relativamente
mais hoje?
Eu competi desde os 16 até aos 20, o que significa que, enfim, 25 competições durante esses anos todos acaba por ser um bocadinho intenso. E eu sempre estudei durante esse tempo todo, o que significa também que essas áreas da minha vida não estavam simplesmente a ser desenvolvidas. E eu até recentemente eu tentei preparar-me e tudo mais, mas a verdade é que nós notamos a falta de dedicação que nós começamos a ter para com os outros. Ou seja, mesmo para nós, eu até relativamente a vestir-me, eu não sei, eu era sempre sem esforço para vestir, só levar uma coisa qualquer para o ginásio, coisa assim. Então, tudo isso, todos esses resultados, pronto, eu acabei por pensar, se calhar é melhor descansar mais um bocado neste aspecto e efetivamente continuar com outras áreas da minha vida. Então,
E assim, até você pode falar para ele, né, a gente tem, poxa, atletas excelentes atletas aqui, né, nesse encontro hoje, e eu acredito que todos já devam estar pensando, né, no futuro, porque a nossa carreira como atleta, ela tem um curto tempo, né, principalmente quando você está em alto nível. Então, é diferente do bodybuilding, né, do open, que quanto mais velho, quanto mais tempo ele tem, melhor ele fica. As categorias como Men's Physique, Wellness e Bikini, que são categorias que exigem, né, beleza também, suavidade, tem um tempo para você competir, né? Apesar de eu estar, minha pior colocação ser o top 3 do Olímpia, hoje todo mundo quer, qualquer pessoa quer ir lá competir pelo top 1. E quando você sente que em algum momento você mereceu, né, e não teve, isso acaba te desanimando um pouco. Mas não foi por isso a decisão de não competir. A decisão de não competir essa transição ela já acontecia há um bom tempo, né? E chegou uma hora onde eu preciso fazer uma escolha. Ou eu deixo de lado toda essa outra carreira que eu também trabalhei muito duro para ter e continuo competindo. Mas a competição, de certa forma, ela vira uma ilusão. Então eu escolhi. Eu vou nesse caminho que aqui depende de mim. Aqui não depende de mim.
Mm-hmm. So Angelica has been doing that for a long time, and she believes that categories or divisions that are not open bodybuilding, so men's physique, she didn't mention classic physique, but well, let's put that in as well, bikini, wellness, all those things, have other elements that the judges take into consideration, such as the beauty, the flow, stuff like that. And in bodybuilding, you of course you need that, but the more you have, and also age, it's kind of the better till you reach like 55, I would say.
Yeah.
Other categories, she's saying that it's not the same thing, and she's been there for a long time. And of course, even though her worst placing was the top 3 at the Olympia, if you go, of course you go to place first, but if you could actually place first and you end up not doing that, you kind of start balancing things out. And she came to a point where she just decided if she would keep on with competing, or if she could, in this case, or should, better saying, hug the other side of her life, which is the professional part,
makes
which is
sense.
an area that she dedicated a lot of time to as well. So yeah, that was a lot to translate, so I was just kind of trying to remember everything.
Well done. But Erin, that was pretty much what Dexter said, right, in Italy. Like, he knew that once he started dropping spots, and he wasn't not winning shows, but winning big shows like the Arnold or whatever, and he kept going like up the ranks at the Olympia. Once he drops to like 4th, 5th, 6th, he's like, he ain't gonna go. He doesn't want to. He knows time's up.
I think that Angelica needs to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Angela, that's fine. One thing
Not
before you
Angela.
go, Angela. One last question. Classic physique. Who's gonna win, Dino or Urs?
Quem vai ganhar?
You already know who she's picking. Come on.
Yeah. That's something.
I like Urs, but Gino is my favorite.
Okay. And then in bodybuilding, Rafael Brandao or who else is in bodybuilding? Who's set to win bodybuilding?
Samson.
Samson. What was his name?
Rafael Brandao or Samson?
Samson.
Isn't Hadi going to compete as well?
Hadi.
I believe Samson. But
Samson.
I prefer Rafael, but Samson is better.
And what about who's from bikini? Amanda Marquez. You think she'll be top 5?
In Olympia?
No, in Arnold.
In Arnold.
Sim.
USA.
Ohio? Biquíni é muito complicado. Tem muitas meninas da biquíni e eu acredito que a Amanda é uma atleta que vai com certeza surpreender, mas ela ainda é muito jovem e ainda precisa talvez de um pouquinho mais de maturidade muscular nos seus glúteos, para ser mais competitiva e chamar mais atenção no palco.
Yeah, so bikini is a very complicated division. So there are a lot of girls.
Pick. I'll give her an easier pick. Isa Piccini or Amanda Marquez?
Isa ou Amanda?
Eu torço pelas duas, mas eu acredito que a Isa vai ficar na frente.
Well, she loves both, I would say, but she believes that Isa is going to.
Not who you love.
First.
Who's got the better physique?
No, she didn't say love. She says that she supports both. But I just use the word
this
love.
This is in wellness, right?
No, this is bikini.
Oh.
No, but
yeah. So she's saying that
Isa's going to.
Oh, she supports Amanda. Both. Yeah, she supports both. But between the two of them, and that's what she was saying earlier, she believes that Amanda is a very good athlete, but she still needs a little bit of developing her glutes, all of those things, a little bit more of maturity because she's very young, and she's also a tall athlete, which I believe that is something that we should take into consideration as well. So yeah, but she believes that she still needs a little bit of maturity to really crack that top 5.
And wellness, Angela, who's going to win wellness?
Oh my God. Não, todas as atletas são brasileiras. Fica complicado para mim.
Everyone is Brazilian. That makes it complicated to pick one.
Bom, temos a Isa, a
Franciele, Isa, or the other girl? She came third.
It's going to be between Fran and Isa.
Yeah, it's going to be a Franciele and Isa show.
I don't see
Franciela ou
anybody
Isa?
coming close to those two.
acredito que neste Arnold, Isa. Isa já venceu o Arnold. Eu acho que Isa venceu o Arnold.
Yeah, Isa.
Winning.
Isa
Okay.
wins Arnold.
Yeah.
So Angela,
Well, she
I
won the
repeat,
last Arnold, but Francielle was not competing there.
Angela, I repeat one last time. You said Urzi's shit. Dino is going to win. Samson is shit. Rafael Brandao is good.
Gonna agree to
Issa
that.
will win. Amanda Marquez is shit. And
Oh my
Francielle is
God.
shit. And Issa is great.
Good. I don't know if she said it that way, but let me know if the
Yeah, she
translation was
definitely
that
didn't say it
bad.
that way. You try to get people in trouble.
That's gonna,
all the way.
that's gonna be the clickbait.
Ele
The
estava só a
title.
brincar a dizer que, bem, vou empregar a palavra mesmo, que sendo assim, a Isa ia ganhar, que a Franciela era merda, que o Dino ia ganhar e que o Urs era merda.
Não.
Oh, yeah.
Já deu para
Fala pra
entender.
ele, não fala isso, não fala isso que no
Don't,
Brasil
she's saying don't say that because otherwise in Brazil she's gonna be
crazy.
Okay, but
yeah, it's gonna be
They
it's
gonna,
gonna be
they gonna
crazy.
put her on a podcast.
Angela
Do that to
Borges.
her.
Angela Borges said Urs Kalinski is shit. Okay, good time.
Well, the Brazilians will love that, I think.
Yeah,
Olha,
Dino.
fala pra ele
Dino.
Vocês já perceberam que os fãs brasileiros são muito loucos.
Yeah, we have already understood that the Brazilian fans are very crazy.
Maybe Angela.
Definitely
next week,
good fans.
Next week, if possible, Angela, if you ask Dino for 10 minutes to come on the podcast for a quick interview.
O mestre está a perguntar se para a semana se daria para perguntar ao Dino para vir aqui 10 minutos.
Agora? Não, na próxima semana.
Não, na próxima semana. Na quinta-feira. Na próxima quinta-feira.
Posso perguntar?
She said she can ask him.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, I'll let you go because you have got a meeting. So,
Hora de ir. Muito obrigada, Ângela.
Muito obrigada a vocês. Um beijo para todos. Muito obrigada, Beatriz, pela tradução.
Obrigada eu.
Você é uma simpatia.
Obrigada, igualmente.
Deseja uma boa preparação para os meninos aí que estão se preparando, né? Não sei se tem mais alguém que está se preparando para competir. O Mesh é sempre muito engraçado, então é muito divertido falar com ele. Espero que vocês continuem se divertindo aqui sem mim agora. Um beijo para vocês, que Deus abençoe.
Obrigada, Ângela. Obrigada.
Passe
bye, Angela. Take care. Say hi to Vande for me. Bye.
Bye, Angela.
So Angela was wishing. Angela was saying that she wishes everyone a good prep and a very big kiss to everyone, and also that Umesh is always very funny. Back to full English.
Speaking of prep, how's it going, Karen?
It's going pretty good. Going pretty good. Say again.
Looking lean, dude. Do we get a sneak preview?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Take my story.
This is no OF.
Dude.
Huh?
No sneak preview. Exclusive.
Nah.
Next question. You're feeling good, yeah? You're feeling good. Look.
I do feel good though.
So we were talking about who's going where and when. So Erin's coming to UK for sure. Beatrice is coming anyway, right? So she's only across the pond. You're coming, I think. Have you got your passport sorted out?
I'm still getting all that together. Like I have to get my birth certificate because my family situation was a little weird. So I have to go apply for one and then they'll send it to me. So still in the process of getting that done.
Well, wait, because if you're born in Nigeria, do you still get an American passport?
Who's born in Nigeria?
Oh my God, Nigeria. That's what Karen told me.
Not at all. I was born in New York.
Stop the cat. Stop the cat.
Stop
the cat. I didn't say that at all.
No, serious. When I talk to Erin, just chat shit about everyone. He's like that Nigerian motherfucker.
Stop the cat. Stop the cat. Stop it.
Oh, you a troublemaker, all right.
I'm playing. So no, hopefully you're going to be there. Jordan, I'd love for you to come.
No, that's not going to be possible.
Oh, what? Because of kids?
Yeah, kids mainly. Who has money just to go to all these places? Tickets are like $1,500 $100 each. So if I was gonna go like,
They're actually not. They're like
Actually, right
700.
now it's not. If you travel to Europe in June after the middle of May, ticket prices go up to like $1,500. But if you travel there now,
They're not bad.
Like,
you can
thought
pick them
they
up for
were
like
$800.
600-700.
15 to
Yeah.
2,000, but they weren't. Like I just bought my ticket yesterday and it was 691.
Going to
for
going to Brazil?
round trip?
No, this is to Birmingham, UK, Arnold. UK.
Oh shit, okay.
So
What day are you
Yeah.
flying in? I still need to book my tickets.
the 13th.
What day is that? We're
Of
getting in on a
March.
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday, but my flight don't land until the 14th. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's
17
like a
hours.
2 hour
Mm.
2 hour
Right.
flight from me.
Where are
so
you staying, B? Which hotel did you book?
I have no clue what João has
your
picked.
hotel is done. I'm up here looking at hotels right now. Your hotel is the one you sent me. It's gone. That is booked.
Yeah. We booked
Oh,
one, but
well,
I am
listen,
not sure which
I-
one it is.
I booked a spare room, a spare twin room, just in case anyone I knew was going to
Mhm.
come. So I can
Oh,
cancel
that's so
it
cute.
3 or 4
Dope.
days before. So if you want that room, you can take that room.
I believe we are going to stay at an apartment where we stayed like 2 years ago for a seminar with the
Yeah, I was
portal.
thinking about doing an Airbnb myself. So I
Yeah,
can
so
prep.
it's called like 156 if I'm not mistaken. So I can send it over
Yeah, send
if
it
you
to me.
want. Yeah, I will.
To be,
It
to
might
quite,
be booked because of the show during that week.
Yeah.
Did you say prep
we
just now? You getting ready for something?
What's
You
that?
getting ready
Me.
for something?
I ain't getting ready for nothing, man. I'm just
Okay.
talking.
Okay,
We
okay.
just- no, we, no,
You said
we
prep.
just,
I'm just asking. Just asking.
no, man. We
everyone's
just really,
getting ready. Jordan
we're trying to
started
really put
training
on some
hardcore this week
size
as well, right?
for this year.
In the next couple of weeks. So I'm waiting to get
Ah.
my blood results back, or yeah, and then go from there. But everything should be good, and then next couple of weeks I should start prep.
Girls don't shoot up for the most part. So why
Shoot
do
up?
girls need like test or whatever
Oh,
other steroids that guys might take? So why is it necessary for you to do bloods?
well, last time I did,
The men's sides.
last time I did blood work, my hormones were just out of whack for sure. So just want to make sure that they're in a good place before I start prep and try to mitigate, any complications. Because at the end of my last prep, I thought I was going crazy, but then I realized like that's just me. So we're fine. We're fine.
You
But-
crazy. That's
No,
that's
I'm not.
red flag. Red flag.
I just threw it out there, so I'm
No,
just
you-
kidding.
But
Don't put
self-awareness
that.
is good though.
Cut.
How
Self-awareness
long
is
does
good.
it
Right.
take? How long does it take for you to know that even if your hormone levels are where they should be, is it all right for you to jump into another prep straight away, or should you wait like 2 or 3 months after that?
Until they're at a good place. I guess you should probably wait, right?
Right.
But
So
I
do
mean,
most people do that, or don't they?
I have no idea.
Or
I know that when
What's best practice? What in an ideal world, what would you do? Like if there wasn't any pressure to do a certain show to compete for the Olympia, what would you do ideally?
definitely try to get or be as healthy as possible before jumping into a prep.
Right. So why doesn't anyone say that? Why do people wait?
My coach
Just
says
for-
that.
Really?
Yeah. He
Well,
says I
it will
wouldn't even
depend on
put-
the coach, I think.
yeah.
But
And the
Jordan
approach,
got a
of course.
real ass coach. Like Jordan got a
Hey,
real ass
yeah.
coach, so you can't really.
Cuts. Y'all
That's
both
my
for cuts?
dog. Cash is my dog.
So your
Cash is my
coach is
dog.
your coach is like doing everything down to the T. But there's a lot of coaches out there that don't. Like as soon as your bloods are back into like a homeostatic level, we're like, right, we're ready to jump into the next prep. Should they be? Is that something they should be advising, or is that bad for you long term? Does that have a more detrimental effect on your hormones moving forward, especially if you're young?
I can only assume so. I really don't know. I just, there's not much I do know about this sport. I just listen to my coach and things just seem to happen. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what's up. And that's just
Yeah.
how I do things.
But is it not important to know about it?
Yeah, but just
I
starting
know
out.
you listen to your coach, but like if your coach told you to do 2 cc's of some drug or another, and you just shot them. Like, would you not want to know what it is, what effect it could have, what damage it could do? Would you not do any of your own background research to try and educate yourself?
No,
So
of
that
course
when you're coaching other athletes, NPC girls or whatever, you can then pass on that knowledge and share that with them.
Me, I don't coach.
No, but if you started doing that later on.
Oh, okay. Absolutely, I would inform everybody to do their own research on anything that they're putting into their bodies for sure.
Yeah. I think like TikTok kids now, like, was this? Have you guys heard of the Trend Twins?
Yeah,
who are they?
Trend Twins. Yeah.
Oh,
they're crazy.
They're like two kids,
social media personalities, I guess.
Yeah, they're like big. Well, we're not. We can't call them influencers. We're more like morons.
The Island Twins. Is that
not the Island?
Oh.
No,
Island Boys. Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, not
Those
the
are
Island
fun.
Boys.
Nah.
Those are fun to watch.
No,
Same,
literally, those.
but they're
twins.
two guys that just take lots of Trenbolone, apparently, right? Or at least so they say they do. And now you've got all these young teenage boys out there that think it's cool to take Trenbolone.
Great. I hate TikTok. It's the worst thing that has ever happened to these fucking kids. I'm sorry, but it is, you know.
But is it TikTok or is it social media in general?
It's all of it. It's literally all of it. It's terrible. Like, I can't get them off of it. My daughter just told me yesterday, because she's grounded right now. She's like, I'm like, you're not going to get off restriction, you know, because she wasn't talking to me. She just won't talk to me because she's mad at me because she's grounded. And I said, well, that's not going to help you. And she said, I don't even like talking to you when I have my phone. So just like,
so what you've taken her phone off her?
Yes. And now she's completely lost. She doesn't know what to do with her life. And she hates me for it, you know. But when she has it, that's all she does all day long, you know, when she's not at school.
So
yeah.
what on what basis was she grounded? What did she do?
Right.
You don't gotta say it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She got caught stealing from Target with her friend a couple nights ago.
Well, I stole. I
had that stage. Let me tell you.
Now everyone is assuming it.
This shit is funny. This shit is funny as hell because I thought I was
slick and
I thought I got away.
I'm fucking having a hard time right now.
No, it's not funny right now for you, but understand, like, a lot of kids do that shit. A lot of teenagers kind of go through that phase of like want to fucking break the rules. So like you're punishment, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but it's not the end of the world. Just understand that she's like still growing up, gonna make mistakes like that, but
no, of course
everybody's done it before.
Of course. It's just now that I'm grounded too, and that pisses me off. You know what I mean? Because now I have to be more strict with her and about what I'm doing and leaving and just like now I just have to have a lot more responsibility.
That's the right thing to do, Jordan. When I was a kid, remember the old soccer cards, football, like the Olympic cards that you've got now. So like for soccer, you get cards like that out here, right? In 1986. It was a Mexico World Cup, and this is when Maradona scored that bullet goal back in the day. Like he took on like 20 players and he scored, right? So I really badly wanted this card, but I never got any pocket money. In 1986, you got 50 pence, which is like 65 cents pocket money a week, right? You could buy a can of Coke for 10 cents back then. You could buy a packet of chips for like 10 cents. You could buy a chocolate bar for 10 cents. So 75 pence back then like would last you a week and a half. And these trading cards cost £1 something. And I didn't have £1 something. And all my friends had these trading cards and I didn't have them. So on my way home at the newsagents at 7-Eleven, I was there and I went to buy my regular pack of chips. And when he turned around to get me the packet, I picked up a pack of trading cards and put them in my bag really quickly. And he saw me. I thought I was really smart, but he saw me. Dude, and he knew, like, everyone knows everyone in this little town that we're in back then, right? This dude, he picks up the phone, rings my house, tells my dad what I'd done. When I got home, I got beats. And that's
how it used to be, you know?
That's the last time I ever stole again.
I got beat too for a lot of
I
things.
I think we stumbled on a good topic. We should all go by and tell and share our story of stealing or like shoplifting.
No, but
I think that'd be good.
The point being is I got disciplined once and I never did it again. So if you're having to ground your kid and you don't like doing that, you've got to. Because my dad didn't enjoy giving me a clout around the face. He hates hitting people, right? Or like a slap on the bum or whatever it was that I got. But that's not what he's there for. But he had to do it to make me fearful of doing it again.
Yeah.
And that's one way
Yeah, I know that is wrong.
That's the Indian way of discipline. And it's horrible. Now I wouldn't do that. Now if my nephew stole something, I would probably want to make him understand first what he'd done. And as long as he acknowledged it sensibly, then job done, let's move on. But if he retaliated against what I was trying to make him understand, that's when I'd take the grounds of grounding him or taking away one of his games console or whatever.
Beloved toys.
Man,
yeah,
you've got to. I wish I was y'all kids, boy. I got my
exactly. Me too.
Well, I got whooped a lot.
With an extension cord when I stole a yo-yo from Walmart.
You stole a yo-yo.
I stole a straight yo-yo. The ones that when they came out, they lit up. We
went
to Walmart. I thought I was.
They stayed there.
I thought I was slick. Out the door. Literally, I was out the door. My mom was taking so long at the cash register. Literally, I'm out the door. So I peek back in. Next thing you know, a guy come outside. Come here, young man. Literally, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? So I yanked away from him. They grabbed me. Said, let me see what's in your pocket. The yo-yo. Straight yo-yo. I had it. I was gone. Nope.
Did you what? You literally got beat for that.
Oh, mom had a fit. Dad got home. It was lit. It was lit.
Yeah.
It's one of those that type of whooping. I've never stolen another thing in my fucking life. Ever.
But do you think that should come back? Do you think some kids need a whooping?
Hell
yeah. For sure.
Hell, and see, like, even as a father as I am, I don't hit my kids. But they hear my voice in that tone that I was telling you guys about on the first podcast. They don't play. But the thing is it's some of these kids out here that need that type of discipline. Maybe not an extension cord, because I think our parents were a little crazy back then and drinking some crazy shit. But I've got whipped with extension cords, soak switches, paddles, you name it. You know what I mean? But I think kids should definitely get their ass whooped. Because these kids nowadays are crazy.
What about Jordan? What's the worst kind of discipline you've had to experience as a kid?
Oh, my dad whipped me all the time, either with a belt or his hand, but he never did it out of anger. He just was always really composed, which I thought was really weird. He was just like, get over here and get your whooping, because he did it out of love, But I have 4 sisters, actually. Can't keep track of them, but 2 are my real sisters. So we all grew up together. And I was basically the one getting all the whippings. I never learned my lesson. I stole something, a sucker, maybe when I was 5, and my dad whipped me pretty good. And I did it again and again. So I was one of those kids who needed that. But then when I grew up, I finally got it, the respect, the love, the discipline, all of that. And I'm a lot like my dad when it comes to those things with my daughter. And that's why she doesn't understand me. And she thinks I don't understand her, but first of all, we're both Tauruses. So we're both very stubborn, and it's very hard for us to see each other's perspective. We're just kind of like, we're both right all the time. But I just know that if I tried to discipline her by force, I would be doing it out of anger. And so that's why I don't whip her, because I don't feel that's right.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because when some children some grown adults will now say that because my parents disciplined me a certain way, it conditioned them into being really scared and on edge and whatever else. If they got a whooping or they got whipped or whatever. But then there's other children like you, me, and Erin, and maybe Karen and Beatrice who got a whooping, but we didn't. I'm not anxious about that kind of thing now, because I know that it's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again as long,
Yeah,
as long as I'm not a dick, right? I'm not. But I would
No,
never.
you're
I would
safe.
never.
You're
Yeah,
safe.
I have
don't
never
know.
experienced that. Like, actually, I was an
You've
angel.
never had a
I still
whooping?
am.
That's great.
Never
Ever?
once. But my sister has experienced that a lot. But well, we are very different, and I've never, well, given my parents reasons to do that, to be fair. So I'm just very calm.
You're
I
the
think.
perfect daughter, the perfect
No,
fiance, the
I'm
perfect
not.
student.
I was definitely
Leap
grounded
year.
multiple times, but like not whooping. But maybe it's like cultural as well. I don't know. I mean, you are from the US and well, India and all that. So maybe
Well, so
in
is
Portugal
it
it depends on the
is it culture or is it like ethnic? So is it like black people compared to Indian? Who do you think the more aggressive parents were back then? Like if you got hit
well,
with
no, because
a
Jordan is not black, so
Well, actually, I am.
Jordan,
So
is she? Yeah,
Yes,
she's
I'm
just got
mixed.
she's just got protan on today. She doesn't look black.
Oh, you got protein.
yeah. Well, that
funny
does make sense,
because-
but in Portugal it was common, but like very much back then, you know?
Yeah,
And also my dad is Canadian, so my grandparents are already like pretty different than the Portuguese people here
right.
in terms
Because
of like
if I go back to India,
values and
the
stuff like
kids
that.
the kids in the villages in India and little towns, they'll still get an arse whooping if they're out of line.
But I think that's well, it depends if the kid needs that. As
I do.
Erin was saying, well, my sister got that a lot, so she
So
needed that.
would still, even here in the UK, that would still happen. So if you're from that particular part of India, small town or village, the only way you know how to discipline your kid is by giving them a good arse whooping. And I mean like a good old slap or two or three. And not with a bare hand, but with a leather slipper. Boom, boom, boom. They still do that. I would find that alien because we're from a city and we've grown up over here, right? We experience it as kids. So now,
Yeah.
because we've been conditioned by Western culture, we think that that's really aggressive. Like it's borderline abuse, right?
Yeah.
Like back in, Karen, back in Nigeria, I don't know what it was like when you were a kid growing up.
I'm just gonna ignore you.
No, but okay, culturally, like if you go back to your roots, like your parents, your
Yeah.
grandparents, where they came from, were they disciplined, like aggressively?
My
I think
sister,
that everyone was. Like,
my sister,
very
she
young
was
people.
my sister who raised me. She was raised by her grandparents, and her grandparents were they're West Indian from Barbados, and like she got beat. She can't kind of came from like an area where like even the people who knew the family could also chastise the kids. So like that's where we come from. Where they're gonna it's gonna be physical. It's gonna be like sitting in the corner, kneeling in the corner, that type of stuff.
Right.
Put your nose in the corner.
Yeah, nose in the corner. If you don't go to sleep, go kneel in the corner for a while.
Do you guys ever have a thing where if you weren't at the dinner table on time, then you never got to eat?
No.
Oh, see, we had that as kids. If you didn't show up to the family table for dinner at 6:30, then you missed your meal. Like if you turned up at 6:45 and that was it, you never got to eat
That
till the
should be a
following
new
day.
rule in my house.
Yeah, and you were never allowed to bring like now, like we never let the kids bring the phones to the table or anything.
Great. You know, that actually really pisses me off. Like when we go out to dinner and stuff, like on a restaurant and like everybody's on their phone. I'm like,
Like even couples are sat with each other having dinner, a romantic dinner,
ridiculous.
and they're taking pictures of each other's food or like texting.
No,
their
that's
friends, "Hey,
fine. You need to post something on social media, but then when everybody's on their phone.
If that's like
Yeah.
1 minute, well,
Yeah, the second.
So there
Yeah.
was a transgender kid here in England a few days ago. I don't know if you saw it in the news, but she got bullied on social media and she took her own life.
Right. That's terrible.
Kind of fucked up, right? So that's tragic in its own right. But what responsibility should the parents take? Like, if they're not policing how long they're allowing their children to spend on a social media platform or whichever social media platform it might. I think this one was TikTok, actually. She's got a lot of hate. But does your child even need to be exposed to social media? If you as an adult know that
Just
social
don't
media
ever
is
give
fucked
them a
up,
phone
right? Like we all
or
know
an
that social
iPad.
media is fucked up.
Here come
as
these
a-
kids.
I'm not a parent yet, but if and when I become one, there's no way I'm giving my child access to Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. I will let them use the iPad for educational purposes, and I have a parental lock on there, but I will not let them even delve into the social media side of things because I know that I'm doing a good job as a parent, but I can't control the influence social media is going to have on their way of thinking. So if you've just gone and bought your kid a phone or an iPad and you're not policing it, and you've not put any safeguards that are in place, aren't you also responsible for the bullying that your child experiences?
Well, maybe it comes down to like the upbringing that you provide your kid with. Like if you like teach your, of course I'm like the worst person here to talk about having kids, but well, I mean, if you try to connect with your kid like every single day and you have good communication with him or her. I mean, I've always had very good communication with my parents, and I think that is probably the reason why I've never gotten into anything, I think, because I know they would always be there and they were always there for me. So the communication was always there, like the trust was always there. So maybe if you take that away from them, doesn't that actually like marginalize them a little bit more comparing to their peers? And they would feel like worse because their parents, like my parents are not my friends because they're taking my phone from me, or like they do not allow me to go to the internet and stuff like that.
So look, I know that you're a very sensible individual, right? And if I can, I don't know if you let me, but if I can, I want to go back to 2021. Arnold Classic, we go there, you compete, and then the rest was kind of history for about 2 years, right? But there was...
I don't know what parts you're talking about, but yeah, I will agree with you.
Remember the day after the Arnold Classic, we went for breakfast at IHOP with a certain individual?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't want to bring up past, but
well, it's part of me, so
I know, but it's dead and buried. But I just want to say that everyone's capable of making judgment error sometimes, right? So I'm not in. I think whether you have accepted it or not, on your part, I think that was a judgment error because you almost can believe that everything's cool and life's going to be really good and rosy and and some of your genuine core friendships that you had get pushed to one side, and then someone else becomes a centerpiece of your life. And that's the same level of exposure some kids can have. Luckily for you, I think you've got a strong core network around you that can reel you back in. Like your parents.
I understand what you're saying. I think that it is very complicated to like use that as an analogy to like the type of upbringing, like the most correct upbringing for the kids, because
I'm saying your upbringing was great, but
no, I'm not comparing the upbringings. I'm comparing the situations.
The mind can drift.
I totally understand, but that comes down to maturity. Do you think that the like kids end up being more mature because they don't have connection to like internet?
No, but they can be tempted by the wrong thing sometimes.
And if you like, if you nurture like the communication with your kid, and you are, you become his best friend or her best friend.
Yeah.
And you try to like combine both worlds, because my fiance's parents are very like conservative, and they definitely like did not allow him to like go to the internet and stuff like that, as I think that he has told you already. And the thing here is that he, as a kid, he felt a lot like that he would go to school and he would compare himself to his peers, and they would know like a certain song, like different songs, and they would like talk about certain things, like songs, like just different songs and stuff like that. And he would have never, experienced listening to that song because he just didn't have connection to like any of that, so he might haven't felt like very included, I would say, in a good way, because it's just talking about like music, so that's the only reason why I'm saying that. I have not experienced that, but coming from what he says, I don't know to what point, like maybe you should just raise communication and raise trust to like, you need to trust your kid and your kid needs to trust you and not
So
like
would
look
you
at you as a
still would you
parent solely, you know?
would you still allow them to have access to the internet then?
I don't think that you can shield your kid
Depends
from
on
life.
the
You know what I
age.
mean, so you can definitely try your best, but I think what she's saying is like if you increase communication so that your
Yeah.
kid feels like they can come to you and talk to you, that you won't have to police what they do in their life so much if you've built a good, strong relationship with them, like through communication.
So I
you
agree
have
with
these
that.
questions.
I agree
Yeah.
with what you're saying, and both of what you're saying. But this
It
child,
doesn't always work though.
Yeah,
that
it will
took their
depend on
own
the
Kids never
person.
want to
It,
tell
it
you
is it is
everything.
very subjective, you know?
True, but you can't also police everything either. So like you have to find
Yeah.
something that's gonna work a
You
little
just have
bit
to let
better
it
than
go. Let it go.
Well, you need to
The
know your
child-
kid, and if you just like
But-
avoid everything, like make him or her avoid everything, or you know, just make everything like not
You
But-
can't
a friendship,
shelter these kids.
you know?
You cannot shelter these kids.
Not
Yeah.
with WAP on the
iPads.
radio every other
Both of my
song.
kids
Because
have
they
iPads.
will just
All you
flip
can
the
do is
switch and just
monitor it.
become
Monitor it.
guys, the person that took their own life had a solid relationship with her parents.
well, but
His
as a
parents.
transgender, you kind of are facing
And
some
they-
other things in your life
wait,
that are
but
not
they
like very
supported-
normal, I would say.
They supported
Yeah.
him, her, and they were fully communicative. They shared everything. They told their whole life story on the news a few days ago, right? But and that's great because they were, you know, the child was looked after, nurtured. They had dinner together. They talked about everything, hung out. Lots of love in that family.
How old
But-
was the child?
Oh,
Like
like
the-
8, 9.
And a transgender already.
Yeah.
Like
So that's the
there's no-
parents' fault, first of
That's
all.
the
Like
parents'
it's
fault.
not on the kid, it's on
Well,
the parents. Like no one
it-
changes gender at that age. Like no
I
kid is
don't-
like
I don't
sure of
agree
what
with
he
it.
wants, I think.
I don't agree with it at all. But you've got a percentage of the world now that do think that you can give your children
Oh,
a
that's
choice.
woke.
Well, I agree, but again, you know, we're on the internet. We're probably going to get cancelled for having that opinion. But
I mean, I don't
Let's
care
not
really.
get
That's
canceled. It's
just
only the
very
second
dumb.
episode.
I agree
That
with you
is
100%.
so very dumb.
But not to make light of that. Let's imagine that they weren't transgender and they were just a normal kid, and they've got a great relationship with the parents. The kid is on the internet and gets bullied on the internet as a result of the parent buying them a tablet or a phone. Who's responsible? The parent or the internet?
I don't think it's the parent.
it's a bunch of variables.
I think it's the parents because at the end of the day,
They're now saying,
that
Aaron, that they're
kid-
going to ban mobile phones for kids at school. Ban it in England. No child at
At
school
what?
is going to be allowed to take a mobile phone into school. Period.
What in an emergency case or something like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not being
that
funny,
won't
but I
happen
was at
in
school.
America, I tell you
I was
that.
at school. Erin was at school, and we never had mobile phones back then. And we
Oh
got
yeah,
home
me
safely.
too. Me too.
So
I had
I think
phones. What you talking about?
the whole safety thing about your child needs to have a mobile phone in case of emergency is nothing more than a marketing campaign, a very good one, but plays on the emotions of parents to make all your children have a phone. And monetarily, they're the only people that are profiting from it because you're buying off them. You're
Yeah,
buying
sure.
credit, you're buying a mobile phone or whatever. Now,
I don't know.
if
It is
every
very
other generation
complicated because how
went to
good was
school-
the connection with the parents and what other problems did the kid have? Because I'm saying this again, but being a transgender, is already like might be a difficult thing, I think, with or without social media. Like the entire transition might be very difficult for the person and for
What
the
would you do
person
if
to
you've
to
got-
be 8 anyways, but to feel that in a way that it makes her decide to change.
But when
That
you're,
is
when
already
you're
very
fighting the
difficult,
system, when you're fighting the system, Beatrice, right? So I don't like about Portugal, but in the UK and I think US maybe to some degree, in some states at least anyway. If you're not supportive of your child and their view on what they want to do, you've then got social services knocking on your door saying you're not fit to be the parent, and they're going to take your child away. So what do you do?
well, yeah,
If you
Portugal
can't
is
make
a
them
little bit
understand-
behind in a good way with regards to that. We are still just discussing the bathroom thing, like the gender bathroom stuff
Right.
here.
Erin, what would you do, dude?
As
Like,
far as
do you
what?
live- Do you live in a police state where if you oppose your children's viewpoint on wanting to, what's the word, transition, maybe they would take your child away from you. Is that something that goes down in your state or not?
I live in California.
Right.
Yeah. They do whatever the hell they want to do out here. You know what I mean? It's I think we are probably the shittiest state, but you know, it's just, you also got to think of Hollywood and how they do down there as well. But as far as that whole situation, I couldn't even wrap my head around it. And that wouldn't even be a subject that's even mentioned on my end. You know what I mean? So I've seen people, I've seen it, you know, but I just really don't comment too much on it because, like you said, the world gonna have its own opinions. And next thing you know, Aaron Banks, IFBB Pro, Mr. Olympia, is talking about X, Y, and Z. No, we're not going down that road, buddy.
All right, so if you look at lesbians as a whole, I don't know about America. In America, you've probably got really attractive lesbians, right? In England, all of our lesbians are pretty overweight, and they've got spiky hair, short spiky hair. They've got nose rings and big earrings and chains on, and clothes that are too. I'll post a picture of one on Instagram later on. Typical British lesbian, right? We're not great to look at, but it's always. I always say, like in England, it's always the ugly ones, like the really ugly ones that aren't going to get any shot at getting a nice looking fella or a nice looking woman, but become gay or bisexual or like have issues of sexuality. Do you not think it's mostly ugly kids? Like, hey, I'm not a very good looking guy, so I'm going to become a girl. I've probably got more chance of whatever. Is that a thing? I've not seen one famous transgender male or female yet. One that's championing the whole movement.
There's a few
in a sport or
in a sport.
No, just in general.
Oh,
there's a few famous ones.
Yeah,
like on TV, you've got Ellen DeGeneres, right? The talk show woman, lesbian. And then you've got. She's not transgender, but she's lesbian.
Okay, I'm lost.
I mean, you've got Ricky Martin, that's gay. But who have you got in the transgender movement, that circle, that's transitioned from becoming a woman to a man or a man to a woman? That's been super
Caitlyn
famous?
Jenner, right? Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
biggest name of them all.
Right.
So that's a guy that became a woman. What about a woman that became a man?
Helen Page or Ellen Page.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
She's an actress. Well, he's an actress or actor. Listen, this is why I can't do this. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
See, I'm over here quiet. I'm waiting for the next subject.
What are you talking about? Goats and queens? Did I miss that already?
Don't get all.
We ain't even started that. We gonna have to start that next week.
Okay,
it's been an hour.
Don't get all
PC. Transgender topic.
Well, I don't know. Well, do you think you really would get cancelled though? Like we're not we're not talking bad about it. We're just talking opinion.
Yeah, I don't really think that.
I don't think that's a good
platform is that big. Where
are you saying that because you're scared of your position in your career, or are you scared because it's on social media and it might get chopped up and people might twist it and project you in a different
light? I have a career here, so I'm not afraid of it.
It's something I don't devote much time thinking about anyway, so I don't want to just even be here talking about it. It's not something that really comes to my realm that much anyways.
It doesn't
you're forcing yourself to talk about something that you don't really even care to talk about. Erin,
I'm on the same page as you are, but it does bother me in my workplace. In my family time, there's no way that conversation's happening at all because everyone's cut from the right cloth, right? Everyone gets out of the right side of bed. At work, it's different because when you're working in the public sector in healthcare, I'm getting patients that are obviously like male or female, but they're not. And then when I call them in by their wrong name, not knowing what they actually are, I'm told that I'm disrespectful because I've not identified. But how? Like you don't know that shit nowadays, right? You can't read people's minds to figure out what their pronouns and nouns are, or whatever, or
That is
how
just
they want to
confusing.
identify. Yeah, it's mental.
But that's not
Hopefully,
really, well, that's something that does not, well, it does exist here, but sometimes when I talk about Portugal, it just seems like it's like in the middle of a mountain, but well,
Yeah.
it's just like a little bit, well, things take a while to come here and to become a trend here
It's
and
the
stuff like
same.
that. Yeah. So, well, first it comes to Europe, then to Spain, well, a little bit lower in Europe, and then it comes to Portugal. So it takes a while to come here and to actually become a thing. But of course, I have an opinion on that, but it's not very developed, as Karen said, for example, just because, it's not something that I dedicate a lot of effort to. Yes, it's not something that bothers me.
Not
Once it
even in
starts bothering
your
me,
workplace. Is it not an issue in your workplace?
no, not at all. Yeah, not at all. Like,
That's why I want to
all
move to
good.
Europe. That's why I want to move to Spain or Portugal, because England
Well, we are a little bit more
is becoming more
conservative,
and more like
so
that.
yeah, well, politically we are more conservative as well. The entire south of Europe is a little bit more like that, so you might find us a little bit less like trendy, I would say. Of course, compared to, for example, California, we are very different. And I myself experienced that. I mean, I've been to California like for 2 weeks, and it's like a different world when comparing to Portugal. Like a single walk, during the single walk, I saw like 3 protests or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, these are the types of
So it is
conversation.
very different from here.
When we do a live podcast in Spain or Italy or Prague, these are the conversations I definitely won't be having because you've got a lot.
I find it interesting. I find it interesting to like know
but I think to
people's
a big
opinion
audience,
on that.
big audience,
But that's
of people that are
definitely
coming to
something
look at
that
bands.
you know more about the person if you, with regards to those things and politically and stuff like that, if you talk with the person off camera. So the majority of people that I talk to off camera, like they reveal, I would say, their like political ideas and stuff like that, and it's not something that we talk out loud, and especially on social media. Otherwise, I would, of course, lose a lot
Do
of
you not think it's really sad that you can't just
followers.
say what you think anymore?
It
Well,
is
to
sad,
a
but
certain
what are you gonna
extent, I mean, sometimes it's just not worth it. I mean, I would rather have it at a cafe with my friends, and I joke
Yeah.
with them about politics and stuff like that. I mean, if I'm like a little bit more like to the left, I would say, or something like that, and someone is more to the right or vice versa, I am the one to joke with them and they are the ones to joke with me like about it. So
Yeah.
but it's a little bit like less tense, I would say.
Totally.
But everyone has an opinion here,
Yeah.
like at least in
Yeah, it's
Portugal.
true.
But you
But
kind of express that when you're not like online, I would say.
Yeah.
Just like online is
us.
so toxic most of the time that you just cannot
Exactly.
talk about things, but or you like prefer not to.
People? Do you follow people that are toxic? Even let's say you're friends with someone, like you're really good friends, but you also know that their opinions are like way out there. Would you continue to follow them on social media out of just respect to being a friend, or would you unfollow them because you don't like what's on their feed?
Well, it depends. If they're really my friends, I would not think
like you're
of
really,
that
really
person
good
as being
friends.
toxic, because that's not a friend to me. Like, I don't care. Like, just go.
Really good
That's
friends.
basically that.
You can go out for dinner. You can share birthdays and all that good
But the
stuff.
person is toxic.
But online,
online. Well,
online they share
I've
all
never
their
experienced.
opinions and they just don't care. And you know all these things
Well,
about this person, and you've no issue with it.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, to be fair, but it would depend on the topic. I mean, if the person is like just expressing her own like thoughts, that's maybe fine. But if the person is like attacking other person, like just because she wants to do so, well, that's something to consider, I think.
How many
that's
people?
not something you do online, I think.
How many people do you follow, Karen? How many people do you follow on your IG?
I mean, do
A
I
lot of
follow
them.
probably like over 2,000 people I follow? Yeah.
Do you speak to all 2,000 of
500.
them on a regular basis?
Do I? No, absolutely
No,
not.
of
I don't
course
speak to them on a regular basis.
Do you talk to the people you got on your thing for on a daily
100%.
basis?
I used to follow like 4,000 people, and when I realized I just followed them,
800 people? How many people you follow? Let me see.
I have, dude. You want to see my WhatsApp?
Let me see.
I unfollowed.
Well, of course,
a
we will
bunch
follow
of
people for different reasons, not because you communicate with them.
504.
Some people don't even know I exist, and I follow them.
There's some people
So-
who like kind of like follow my journey for a while, and like I'll tap back in and follow their journey, and we don't speak on a regular basis, but it just you keep tabs of what they're doing, and make sure, and like you offer encouragement if they're doing the same to you. That's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's like the
another reason why
network
I
as
follow
well, like
people.
supporting other people,
There, I've
people
got
who
all their
post stuff
WhatsApp
you'll
numbers,
enjoy.
and I
How many
speak to them
WhatsApp numbers you got?
At least once or twice a week. I speak to all 504 people,
Jesus, you have
or
time.
voice message or whatever.
I think that's one of your gifts though, like communicating with people, and
Yeah.
that's your thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Seems like
Well, there are people I communicate with on a daily basis, and I do not follow them on Instagram, so that's a little bit subjective, like from work and all of that. So
Because that's what I thought social media was about. I thought it was just about connecting with the people that you communicate with, not just like random people you like to share.
it's not
I mean, if
random
someone
people, it's
follows
people
you, then
who
that's
maybe
fine.
inspire you, who post stuff you like, you know, who have pictures, I don't know, that you want to like replicate, I would say, or that serve as inspiration, that have like opinions that I like. I don't
See, there were
know.
a lot of men's physique Italian guys when I started going to bodybuilding shows that I started following because we became friends at shows, right? But then as their feeds started coming up onto my page, I had to unfollow them because I'm like, dude, what are you posting? Because you've got some of these Italian guys. I don't know whether it's a thing in America, but they'll post really artistic pictures of themselves in briefs, like just in briefs, like laying down a black and white picture. I'm like, that's not.
We don't do that out here.
That's like a soft porn Calvin Klein type picture. Like I'm like, dude,
Don't do that.
Oh, that's
not cool.
cultural. Well, yeah, but those are not really your friends, are they?
No.
So you're
But
not
I've
really
met them-
obliged to follow them.
But at
Some people
shows,
just come to me and ask me why I stopped following them. I mean, just because we're not friends, you know, or you stop posting, or you post stuff I don't like that doesn't really add to my day. I don't know, like
yeah.
But do you
know, it
really
happens,
give them
but-
that explanation though? Or do you just
What's
read
that?
it?
I have already photoshopped once, like the button, you know, saying like following,
Right.
just because it was like an old friend of mine, and I didn't want to, you know, like say, well, no, I do not follow you. But most of the time, it's people that do not, you know, haven't had ever a friendship with me, you know, or me with them, of course.
Have you ever fallen out with someone because you unfollowed them?
Sorry?
Have you guys ever fallen out with someone because you unfollowed them?
No.
Like, even though you're not friends, you've unfollowed someone, and then they'll write you a DM because they've just noticed that you've unfollowed them, and they'll be like, "Oh, why aren't you following
Well,
me anymore?"
some people notice we unfollow them, I think, but I don't really notice if someone stops following me. I'm not paying attention to that.
I go and follow somebody right now, actually.
But let's say that the friendship
Think of
like just
somebody I need to
ends.
unfollow.
I will unfollow the person if the person hasn't had like good actions or something like that, and I just do not connect with the person. I don't know, like, so it has happened. But you can have like both experiences. I think I've had people just asking me like directly why I haven't followed them back, or if I stopped following them, or if something was wrong or something like that. And
Take a leaf out of Kyron's book, I think. And so there was a time, Kyron, where I used to wake up every morning, and I'd breathe. I'd appreciate my breathing. I'd meditate for half an hour. I'd chant some mantras that I learned back in India, and I'd do that every morning, every evening.
Mm-hmm.
And during the day, you know about mindfulness, right? And NLP. So during the day,
Absolutely.
I would be very conscious of all of the conversations that I've had. and I'm trying to be really wary about what I say, how I say it, and who I've said it to. Even the things I'm thinking, because even the thoughts that you have can resonate negative rings of energy that you're putting out into the universe, right? And it can ripple back and then come right back to you. So there was a time I used to practice that, and I did it for 18 months straight. I actually went to India and I stayed there for 6 months at an ashram, and I learned how to do all this stuff. And it was great. I even became vegetarian because one of the teachings is that you shouldn't eat any living soul. Kill an animal or whatever, you're killing a soul. And if you're killing a soul, that's negative energy that you're taking in. And you shouldn't do that because it interferes with all your other chakras, right?
Absolutely.
If you're gonna practice it down to a T. As a bodybuilder, you at least anyway, and just me liking my protein and being careful with that, that's one area that I'm really weak in right now. And what I want to try and do this year, this is one of the reasons I'm going to Italy this weekend. I'm going to get Rudy to give me a training program where a training program is fine. That part I can handle, but the nutritional side of things, he says he's got a couple of diets laid out for vegetarians, not vegans, because I still want to be able to eat, like drink milk and cheese and stuff. But a diet for vegetarians where it should help me achieve what I used to be able to do 18 months, 2 years ago, but with more variety. Because for me, the only form of protein I was getting was from lentils. But you'd have to eat a fuck ton of lentils to get the right amount of protein that you wanted, right? And cottage cheese and that type of thing. But in terms of my overall energy and how calm, like things didn't bother me. Someone could say something and just bounce off, whether it was offensive or not. Nothing bad happened to me for 18 months straight. Everything that I did was just like this. Life was coasting. Things just happened. And you didn't even will them to happen, but good things just happened. And good things are happening now, but not as frequently as they used to happen before. And I think a lot of it's because I'm not practicing what you're doing at the minute. So I saw that post you made today about the sunlight and laying down on the grass and energy with energy. I'm like, I need to start doing that shit again, man. And I just think I find that really beneficial right now because my mind's all over the place. I just can't control. It's just working all the time. Like even when I'm sleeping, it's churning out lots of shit. I just need that calm again, and I can't find it.
Yeah. Like
depending
on wherever your personal vibration is what thoughts you're going to be subject to. You know what I mean? If you are and of course, obviously in the bodybuilding world, we can't like be strict about our diet in a certain way, but just making sure your vibration is somewhat higher so that you're not being subject to those negative thoughts. That's one thing that can help. You know what I mean? So just that's when you feel your mind racing and you feel like you're being kind of like plagued with kind of negative thoughts.
I think I'm getting that from the meat. I really do think I'm getting it from the beef, the chicken, the fish. Because in my 18 months I've practiced what I practice. I'll send you a book, actually. There's a link. And the first book I read was called Who Am I? And it was all about who are you? Like, are you you? Are you like, are you Chiron or are you more than Chiron? How many layers are there? And it breaks you down layer by layer by layer by layer, right? By making you more aware of what you should be mindful of. Your speech, your thoughts, your actions, your touch, your taste, everything you consume, your interactions with people, and the energy you might pass off there. It's a really, really deep book. And I had to read it several times before I actually started to understand it. It's only when I understood it, I went to India and I thought, right, I really like the sound of this because it makes life seem way more peaceful instead of being lost in this noise that we're in at the minute. And I feel like I've detached myself from that and I need to go back. So that's what I want to start practicing at some point. In India, if you're really into what you do, then you should definitely come out to India at one point and check it out. Aaron needs to do this shit as well, man, because it'll calm him down. Boy gets too hyper.
No, I'm not. I'm level-headed, balanced. I can turn it on and can turn it off at the same time.
Anyway, well, anything new going on in anyone else's life in the last week?
Just normal life.
Nothing too
Okay,
crazy.
Jordan, what's going on, Jordan? I'm trying.
I
I'm trying to
told you already.
I'm convincing Jordan to come and compete in Spain in
Yes.
June.
At the
She's
at the
hot.
show we're doing a seminar at.
Yeah, well, because it'd be cool because then the whole crew would be there. And we just have a really good time.
Need to book that as well.
Good
Send me
time.
just the date. I already have news about the final presentation as well. So
Oh, so what happened? What happened with your presentation?
nothing. I just need to book it.
Okay. So you can.
So I just need your dates to
just whilst you're
like,
all there is the 13th of June.
yeah.
So that's the actual day, and it'll be the whole day.
Yeah. So I can do the presentation after that. That's fine for me.
That you need to study. So
No, I don't
remember
need
what I
to.
s-
It's the
don't?
presentation of my project. So like that's literally like being developed every single day. So
You can
okay.
stay the whole weekend, then great, because I think everyone else is staying the
Yeah,
whole
I can.
weekend. Karen, you're coming, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan. But I have to make sure like my passport is good.
Yeah. Well, so you have time to do that.
by June.
Yeah, I still have time, but
Yeah.
we shall see.
Just in case he doesn't have time, he's just letting you know.
Yeah.
Look, you should
But
definitely.
I also have to log off right now, guys. I still gotta train and all that stuff. So I'll catch you guys next time.
Kyron, you've got 3.5 weeks to get your passport for the UK Arnold.
I'm aware.
My best advice to you is go to the office in person. Go to the office in person and do it. Don't wait for the postman to bring it to you.
Pressure them.
I'm on it, guys.
Go and flex and tell them about your Nigerian roots, and you'll fuck them up.
Stop.
Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.